IVM.
Smile India. Welcome to the podcast that gets you great news from across the nation. I'm your host Shifa Maithra, and today I have delightful news from all over and some tips to ensure the family has a great weekend without stepping out. Let's start with Matheran. This is the quaint hill station in Maharashtra which still makes sure you walk. Since no vehicles are allowed in the place, it still has clean air, lush green forests, and hordes of butterflies. In big cities, you rarely spot these creatures, but in Matheran, you are their guests. That's why the Bombay Natural History Society decided to conduct a study on the butterflies of the region. Results of the 8-year-long study were recently released, and it's been found that there are 77 new species of butterflies in this area. These gorgeous, colorful new inhabitants are definitely a reason for me to plan a trip there as soon as things get better. Would you like to join me? Now I have to tell you about Pushpa Bhatt. If you see her buying vegetables in her sari with a bindi and sindoor, you'd think she's just an ordinary woman in Mumbai. But ordinary and Pushpa are like chalk and cheese. The lady is an auto rickshaw driver by day and a bouncer at a nightclub. She was a housewife a couple of years ago, but when the family hit a rough patch, she decided to step out. She saw a woman driving a rickshaw and got talking to her. Next, she started learning how to drive a rickshaw, got a license, and then with the help of her NGO, Mahila Dakshita Samiti, she got her own auto. Just when she thought she could begin work, the male auto drivers started opposing her. This is not what women should do, they said. She ignored them at first, but one day they attacked her auto, and that's when she lost it. She decided to get physically stronger, and soon nobody dared to raise their voice at her. Her daughters started looking up to her. She then also applied for a job as a bouncer at a nightclub close by, and she got it in a beat. Now she wakes up at 5 in the morning, does cooking and cleaning at home, visits the temple, and then dons her uniform to begin her duty as a driver. After lunch and a nap, she's back to driving, and from 8 at night, she's at the hippest club in town. She's even helped actor John Abraham escape from the clutches of an over-enthusiastic female fan once. Always smiling, Pushpa believes in not giving or taking any stress. So the next time you think some jobs are not meant for women, think of Pushpa. Another girl who's proving to be quite a role model is the 9-year-old from Manipur, who's the youngest climate change warrior in the world. At the age of 4, Priya cried and threw a fit every time she saw someone cut a tree. By 6, she'd figured out how to change the world. She designed a contraption called Suki 4, which is survival kits for the future. Designed almost totally from trash, this wearable contraption helps people breathe in high pollution zones. It has a potted plant strapped on your back, and through a pipe you breathe pure oxygen. Lissy won awards and has been to 32 countries to talk about her views on climate change. She then made a plan to incorporate climate change studies as a compulsory subject in schools. She stressed on this with various states and is glad that Gujarat and Rajasthan have made it a compulsory subject. Priya will be at the next Olympic Games launching the Green Olympics. She is the one who added clauses like no single-use plastic at the venue, no polluting fireworks at the ceremony, and every participant has to compulsorily plant a tree before coming to the games. Next up, Priya is trying to convince authorities to get India's 3.5 million children to plant one tree each. Wow, and trust me, this is just the beginning. More power to Priya. Kids have amazing ideas if only we would listen. Okay, I know a lot of us are exasperated with kids being home, so here are some fun activities that involve them and grown-ups. Just reimagine weekends and watch the magic. If you can't physically travel, try virtual tours. Let the kids decide if it's a palace, a national park, or underwater that they want to go. Let them read up and tell you what to look out for. Or you could get a beach home. Let one room be Goa. If you have an inflatable pool, bring it on. Let the kids put up pictures of beaches on the wall, choose a playlist, pack a picnic basket, let everyone dress in beachwear, including flip-flops and hats. It could be great fun. Or you could go camping. If you have a tent and sleeping bags, great. Or else let the kids make a tent with sticks and sheets. Let everyone dress for the jungle. Each family member gets a tiffin box, water bottle, and a torch. In the balcony, do some stargazing or do it on an app in the tent. Let each person tell a story and everyone can sing songs. Or you could have a little chef Saturday, where one kid and an adult set up a restaurant and the rest are diners at their place. From the menu to the decor is decided by the little chefs, and the diners must tip well if they know what's good for them. Or have an upside down day, where you say goodnight as soon as you wake up and have breakfast for dinner. The virus can't stop us from making great memories, can it? If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on IVM Network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, it's at Shifa Maitra on Instagram and Twitter. I will see you soon with a new episode of Smile India.
I hope you enjoyed that show. So another really fun week on the network. I don't know if you saw this, but Varun Thakur was on Advertising is Dead. That was a really, really fun episode. Besides that, we've had some great guests all over the place. We had Ram Madhvani on Cyrus Says. We had Saurabh Mukherjee, a legend in the finance space. He was on Paisa Vaisa. He and Anupam have co-written a book, so definitely do check out that episode and go buy their book too. I mean, that would be another great thing to do. Uncle Please It had a really, really cool episode with hosts of our other show, Mr. and Mrs. Binge Watch, Anirudh and Janice. They were talking about celebrity culture and how that's progressed over the last few years. And yeah, it's just been a really, really great week. One episode I do want to shout out. A couple of weeks ago, Pulyabazi did an episode which was just amazing. They were talking about the letters between Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore. Do check those out. Those are really good. And with that, hope to see you again next week.
Namaskar, dear Bandhu. My name is Ashish Vidyarthi. These are truly challenging times, and in these times, we need hope. Do take time to listen to my podcast, Begin the Journey. Available on IVM Podcasts, website, app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, there is hope because there's one life and we are alive.